This is Viewers Corner News. Our news analysis today are on: the former governor of Imo State wants to destroy his political career by calling Igbos and others saboteurs for supporting Peter Obi. If Alhaji Bola Tinubu and Alhaji Shettima are elected to office in 2023, their leadership will be worse than that of the APC President Buhari. The disunity in the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria will deny Mr. Atiku Abubakar the presidency of Nigeria in 2023. Northern Christians in Nigeria should throw Mr. Shehu Mahdi's provocative statement into the trash bin. He is a segregationist and not an activist. Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate in Nigeria, is a great man with wisdom. He will lead Nigeria nicely. Stay with us. Former governor of Imo State Mr. Emeka Ihedioha wants to destroy his political career by calling Igbos and others saboteurs for supporting Peter Obi. The former governor of Imo State is a strong member of the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, who should no doubt support his party's presidential candidate, Mr. Atiku Abubakar. But for Imo State former governor to think that those not supporting Mr. Atiku Abubakar in the southeast are saboteurs is very bad. This is a terrible statement, which should not have come from him. If Mr. Atiku Abubakar is not a dishonest politician, he should have allowed the People's Democratic Party presidential ticket to go to the south. Another terrible statement that Mr. Atiku Abubakar made was when he said that he would make sure that after his tenure as the president of Nigeria, the Igbos would get the presidency. For making such a terrible statement, it showed that Mr. Atiku Abubakar thinks that he is doing the Igbos a favor. So instead of the Imo State former governor telling Mr. Atiku Abubakar that such a statement is bad, he turned around and called the Igbos and others saboteurs for supporting Peter Obi. When he lost the governorship of Imo State to Governor Hope Uzodinma through the Supreme Court, Nigerians spoke in favor of him, telling the Supreme Court of Nigeria that the judgment was not right, but then, that is the law for you and it should be respected. But out of selfishness and greed, former governor of Imo State wants Mr. Atiku Abubakar to be the president of Nigeria in 2023, even though he knows that Atiku Abubakar is a corrupt politician. One thing the Viewers Corner news team would like the Imo State former governor to understand is that Mr. Atiku Abubakar cannot win the 2023 presidential election, no matter how hard he may try. Imo State former governor believes that if Mr. Atiku Abubakar is elected to office in 2023 as the president of Nigeria, he stands a better chance of becoming president after Atiku Abubakar finishes his tenure. Such an assumption should be thrown into the trash bin because the youths of Nigeria and others with good intentions for the country are now in charge. They are going to retire all the elderly corrupt politicians in Nigeria in 2023. However, at the state level, the People's Democratic Party can win elections, but at the federal level, it is over. The youths of Nigeria and others want a president who will not steal Nigeria's money but use it to better the lives of all the people of the country. This is exactly the message of the youths of Nigeria. If Alhaji Bola Tinubu and Alhaji Shettima are elected to office in 2023, their leadership will be worse than that of the APC President Buhari. The Viewers Corner news team will continue to advise Nigerians on the way forward because we believe that if Nigeria as a country gets it right beginning in 2023, all other African countries will be great. It will put the continent of Africa in a more advantageous position. Nigeria is the powerhouse of Africa, and the people of Nigeria can only achieve the goals if a leader with a vision is elected to office as president of the country. If Nigerians make the mistake of electing Alhaji Bola Tinubu and Alhaji Shettima to lead Nigeria, the country will be gone before you know it. Even President Buhari's terrible leadership of the country will be a child's play. This is the truth, take it or leave it. Again, electing Alhaji Bola Tinubu as president of Nigeria is automatically giving Alhaji Shettima the presidency, which in the long run will put the people of Nigeria in a more dangerous position. Our point, as we have said in the past, is that Alhaji Bola Tinubu is unfit, physically and mentally unstable to be the president of Nigeria. Nobody is mocking him, but Nigeria, as it is now, needs a strong leader who can be called upon at any time to deliberate on issues that affect all Nigerians. Alhaji Bola Tinubu does not have the capacity to do such strenuous tasks. Voting Alhaji Bola Tinubu to office in 2023 will bring severe economic hardship to Nigeria and her citizens. So we urge Nigerian voters to vote wisely, to avoid saying, "If I had known, I would have listened and voted wisely." The disunity in the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria will deny Mr. Atiku Abubakar the presidency of Nigeria in 2023. No matter how some members of the People's Democratic Party, especially from the north, see the issues going on in the party and call them non-issues, if not properly handled, they are going to destroy the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria permanently. The People's Democratic Party of Nigeria got it wrong by bringing in Mr. Atiku Abubakar when they knew that the constitution of the party favored zoning, which would have gone to the south, but Mr. Atiku Abubakar's desperation to be the president of Nigeria in 2023 denied the people of the south such an arrangement, which contributed to the confusion going on in the party. This is bad. Some aspects of the People's Democratic Party's constitution were ignored, and that is the price members of the party are paying now. Mr. Atiku Abubakar, who is the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, said that he could not ask Senator Iyorchia Ayu to resign. It would have been better if you persuaded him to step down as the national chairman of the party just for peace to reign, so that all members of the party can be carried along. If one examines the positions in the People's Democratic Party, you will see that it is a one-sided show. A situation where the presidential candidate is from the north, the national chairman of the party is from the north, and even the deputy chairman is also from the north. Such an arrangement is terrible, but still some members of the People's Democratic Party from the north do not see anything wrong with this arrangement and want People's Democratic Party members from the south to trust and campaign for Mr. Atiku Abubakar so that he can become the president of Nigeria in 2023. Again, this arrangement shows that Mr. Atiku Abubakar is not capable of uniting his party and Nigeria. However, this is not about Rivers State Governor's camp asking Mr. Iyorchia Ayu to step down, it is about doing the right thing as the People's Democratic Party's constitution, which favored zoning, spelt it out. It was also revealed that Senator Iyorchia Ayu called Mr. Tambuwal a hero of the convention and openly embraced him. This means that before they came to People's Democratic Party's convention, some northern members of the party had met and made a decision on what to do without carrying the southern members of the party along. Such deceitful plans will always cause disunity in a party, which is bad. Northern Christians in Nigeria should throw Mr. Shehu Mahdi's provocative statement into the trash bin. He is a segregationist and not an activist. Based on our findings, Christians in the northern part of Nigeria have been on the receiving end from some northern Muslim brothers in Nigeria for many years. The Viewers Corner news team is appealing to Christians in the northern part of the country and others with good intentions for Nigeria to support Mr. Peter Obi because he is the only leader who can carry both Muslims and Christians along if he is elected to office as the President of Nigeria in 2023. Mr. Shehu Mahdi's provocative statement against the southern Christians are all lies and should be ignored completely. When Deborah was killed in the north by some Muslim men, it was still a Christian from the southern part of Nigeria that took the family of Deborah and had them relocated to the south. This means that the welfare of the northern Christians cannot be ignored by southern Christians. Therefore, let all Nigerians join hands and vote for a change of leadership in Nigeria. Hunger and poverty do not know your tribe or religion. It is those in power in Nigeria that are using such negative statement to divide the country, which is bad. Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate in Nigeria, is a great man with wisdom. He will lead Nigeria nicely. The Viewers Corner new team's recent findings revealed that Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in Nigeria, is the most competent among all the presidential candidates seeking the #1 job in Nigeria in 2023. Mr. Peter Obi is well organized in everything he does. He has a moderate family, meaning that when he becomes the president of Nigeria in 2023, issue of children from different mothers forming different cabal groups to steal Nigeria's wealth is ruled out. This may not be too important to some Nigerians, but it is a serious issue in any government and should not be overlooked when casting your votes for who will be the next president of Nigeria in 2023. The most interesting part about Mr. Peter Obi is that recently he was invited by the tax office in Anambra State to provide evidence that he had paid taxes for 6 years to the government. Mr. Peter Obi went with a tax evidence of up to 20 years, even though he was asked to provide 6 years of tax clearance. Nigerians, what this tells you is that Mr. Peter Obi is a great man and will be a good president of Nigeria. Again, Mr. Peter Obi will not steal Nigeria's money. He is going to work to make the lives of all Nigerians great. Tax is a huge source of income for the government of any country, which every worker should always try and pay. Mr. Peter Obi has been verified by the tax office and he is up to date. The Viewers Corner news team is appealing to voters in Nigeria to let Mr. Peter Obi direct the affairs of the country in 2023. If you want to get more analysis on politics and good governance, health issues and others, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. This is Viewers Corner News Channel.